So it's Sunday and sunny here in San Diego, and I'm working on a Southern Gothic horror story. Now, normally San Diego doesn't have the weather that will properly set the mood for such a story, but the last week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, it's been ungodly hot here for San Diego. It's been in the 80s with humidity about the same amount also. Now, I grew up in Florida. In fact, I grew up in the area where my novel is taking place. So normally I'm able to get into that mindset and find myself traveling there. But thanks to this crazy monsoonal weather, I have been able to very easily jump into that. Unfortunately, it also makes for terrible writing conditions. Like most people in San Diego, don't have central AC like we did down in Florida. Instead, we have a window unit back here that takes care of the bedroom so we can sleep well. Otherwise, during the day, we just keep the doors open, keep the breeze trying to blow through. And fortunately, today we got a good breeze. So anyway, you use what you got. And so right now I'm using this warm weather to help me get into the mood for the Southern Gothic horror that I'm writing. It's going well. It actually was completed several years ago, but it never quite was where my agent at the time, or I wanted it to be, even though it got good reviews from beta readers. And then I realized what the problem was is I had too many points of view. And so I went back now and I've cut out all the other points of view chapters and put them into separate files in my Scrivener, and went back to the main character, put all of the main characters' chapters all in line, and starting from there. And then I'll go into those other points of view, because they are very important, but they weren't important enough to support separate chapters. And not only that, but it also kept taking the reader in and out of time periods, which I think that was what was making the whole book not feel as cohesive as it could be and should be. And so right now I'm in the process of going through and recreating, or I should say creating a new timeline for it, because I am a hybrid writer. I have to have a roadmap, but then within that roadmap, I have no problem taking little side routes, ducking down these dark paths and seeing where they go. But I've still got to know where I'm going. In fact, when I write my short stories, I always write the beginning and the end and work my way through. That way I tend to avoid the mushy middle that a lot of authors can get into. So anyway, that's where we're at today. It's a nice sunny day, having my beverage, and of course I do have a few chores to do on Sunday since I was at a book festival yesterday, but that's the life of a writer who actually has to work full-time as well, which is what most of us have to do. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I hope that if you're doing any writing, you have some very successful writing. If you're not writing, make sure you're reading, because both of them go hand in hand. You can't be a good writer if you don't do a lot of reading as well. But at the same time, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. It's not a competition in reading. I get tired of seeing so many times people are posting, I read 75 books this month, and I read this many last year. Great. If you're doing it as an enjoyment, wonderful, read, but read for enjoyment. It's not a contest. You don't have to, you're not in competition with anybody else to read more books this year. Besides, if you're like me, most of the time you read a story, you let it go. A year from now, I can't really tell you any of the particular plot points, or just tell you whether I liked it or not. And I'm a bookseller as well. So, little baby bird just hopped up around me. They're not happy when I'm out here on the patio, because then they don't get the run of the place. And it is pretty much set up for them. I've got plants, I've got a fountain. I put a water and mealworms for the crows that hang out here, and for the little bird that's watching me right now. But I digress. I'm gonna let stop for now. It's about 5 minutes, so you probably gave up a long time ago. Anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later.